sorry. You just have a bad feeling when something happens. What's up guys? So if you watched my last video, first of all, I'm sorry, I hate when people do this. My setup right now is really gross. Well, one, my room looks like trash. Two, I don't have a camera right now because I left my SD card somewhere. Today I'm doing my first story time. I hate story times because they're clickbait, but I promise you mine will not be. All these things are things that have happened that are really interesting and kind of unbelievable. So I have a list here of all the story times I'm gonna do, and some of them are like multiple stories per video. So I'm gonna start out with just one story, and this is the time that a criminal walked into, not just a criminal but a murderer, I'd like to say. I'm 18 now, and this happened when I was 16, and I just got hired at PacSun, which if you don't know is a clothing store, and it's very like California, like our generation based. Got hired there. And I was working with a new manager, so I just met this person. I'm just working with them for the first time. I work in a mall, or I did work in a mall that was really like run down and kind of like low class. And it was a place where there was a lot of criminals and there was a jail like a mile or two away. But the store that I worked in was nice. So people would come into my store and try to steal things, and I was learning that through like training and stuff. Okay, if that happens, I knew what to do. I knew there was like a security button. I knew like I could tell a manager. I knew all the code words that we have, like code sentences if someone is stealing. If you've ever worked retail or at a store, you know that like that's kind of the protocol. 2 hours into my first shift, it's kind of a slow day. And my manager's like, hey, Sophie, I'm gonna go to the back to do some paperwork and I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Like, it's really not gonna be that long. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. So then I'm like by the register because that's where I was supposed to stay. I get a phone call on the phone. So I'm like, oh, this is PacSun. And it said, hey, this is the mall security. And we want to let you know that we're on high alert because there was a male who just walked into the store who escaped from the prison. They didn't say why. They gave a description along the lines of, this male is 6 feet tall, he is this race, he is wearing this sweatshirt and these pants. And as soon as the person said he's wearing these pants, the man walks into my store. This super tall, like intimidating looking guy, like definitely looked like he just went to prison. And I'm sitting there and I'm like kind of frozen because I've been in scary situations obviously, but I was sitting there like, oh my god, like, is he a murderer?
The answer is yes, he was. He was a murderer.
Because obviously it's like logical to think if he was in jail, it could have been for anything because it was like a high security prison. Don't know how he escaped. That prison sucks. I don't know. He walks into the store and I go, oh, like, good morning, sir. Can I help you find anything? Because the best thing to do is to act normal, to, like, so he doesn't know you're like onto him. So I go, good morning, sir, like, do you need anything? And he looks me dead in the eye and keeps walking. And it was like, you know, when like in your stomach, you can feel that something's definitely gonna happen that's bad. I got that feeling. So I pick up the phone, I just called security, and I said, hey, like, if you called about that item a couple minutes ago, we actually have that item in the store. And it's here right now, it's in the back of the store. If you want me to grab it for you, come into the store and you can check out. Because I don't know where I came up with that, but I just felt like it was a good cover for like the guy obviously I was talking about. And the security guard was like, okay, yeah, like we're on our way. Like how our store is set up is it's really long instead of wide. So the store is really long, register is in the very middle, so I'm standing in the middle and this guy's behind me. I'm like folding clothes, trying to look as normal as possible when like my heart is pounding in my chest, like I'm trying not to freak out. The manager, I didn't have his phone number because I just met him, or else I would have texted him. There's a door to the office and the guy starts walking towards the office where my manager is, so I'm like, oh my god, like there's no way I can help him because obviously I'm like 5 feet tall, like I can't take this man down, that's not even in my head. And I'm like, security might not get here in time because it's a big mall. If this man has a weapon or if this man has bad intentions, like he's definitely gonna go find my manager. Because a lot of people, when they rob a store, they look for the safe where the money is, and that was where my manager was. So I'm freaking out, like at this point, I'm like visibly starting to like panic, because this is like one of the worst things that's happened, obviously, while I was like at work. So the security comes busting in, and this guy tries to run, but he's in the back of the store, so they can't like, he can't escape. So he runs into the back room, and then as security is arresting him, like he's on the floor in handcuffs, and they're like reciting the whole police thing. The manager walks out, and there's this guy in handcuffs on the floor. And my manager looks at me, and he's like, what happened when I was left you alone for 10 minutes. We actually found out what he was in jail for, and it was like manslaughter. And I had to explain to him the entire situation, and it was so bad. It was so scary. So there was a murderer in my store, and he was arrested, so. Thank you for watching. I tried to keep this short and as true as possible because I feel like people definitely over-exaggerate when stories happen. That is the time that a murderer came into my store on my first day of work. Yeah, it's a camera. Anyway, so I hope you guys liked this. If you want more, I have a full page of them. I have a ton more stories that are way, way worse than this one, as hard to believe as that is. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any like similar stories, you should comment them down below because these are super interesting to me for some reason. Yeah, but I love you all and I will see you next week. Bye!